More than 18 centuries ago, Marcus Aurelius wrote a private notebook, not for an audience, not for history, not even for wisdom. He wrote to steady his own mind. That notebook became Meditations. It outlived empires because it speaks to a problem that never changed, the struggle to control attention. And here is the hard truth. If your focus is divided, your outcome will be divided. Do not expect the best results from half presence. Your success does not depend on how ambitious your plan is. It depends on how much of your mind you actually give it. Full focus means you bring your best thinking, your best patience, your best standards. Distracted focus means you bring a diluted version of yourself, and then you wonder why the results feel diluted too. Marcus did not treat focus as a productivity trick. He treated it as character. For him, focus was not about doing more tasks. It was about becoming a certain kind of person. Calm, deliberate, undisturbed. A person who decides instead of reacts. In Meditations, focus is not concentration on work. It is disciplined attention to what is within your control. Marcus trains himself to stay anchored in the present moment. Refuse mental clutter about reputation and noise. Direct thought only toward what is useful, just, and necessary. For him, distraction was not an accident. It was a failure of judgment. When the mind scatters, agency is surrendered. And when agency is surrendered, life becomes a series of reactions. Stoicism is not only philosophy, it is ethics. In Marcus's lens, focus is a moral choice because it decides what you honor, what you tolerate, what you obey. Every time you shift attention toward noise, you are obeying something outside your control. Every time you return attention to the task, you are reclaiming your freedom. Focus is not just mental strength. It is self-respect in action. Distracted focus is dangerous because it feels like progress. You are busy. You are working. You are trying. But deep down, you are not fully present, and the work knows it. A distracted mind produces shallow decisions, weak execution, half-finished loops, constant restarting. You are not failing because you are incapable. You are failing because you keep arriving as a fragmented version of yourself. This is the part most people avoid because it is uncomfortable. If you give a goal 30% attention, do not demand 100% results. If you train in distraction, do not expect performance under pressure. If you plan with clarity, but execute with divided attention, you are not doing the plan. You are only admiring the plan. Marcus would call this self-deception. Not tragedy, not fate. Self-deception. Marcus warned himself constantly about wandering thoughts, not because they were harmless, but because they weakened resolve. Wandering thoughts dilute clarity. They convert deliberate living into reactive living. A scattered mind cannot hold a standard because standards require continuity, and continuity requires attention. The modern world did not invent distraction. It industrialized it. Notifications, feeds, meetings, urgency without importance. What Marcus experienced as internal noise, we experience as engineered interruption. The result is the same, a mind that reacts instead of chooses. People do not fail to focus because they lack intelligence. They fail because the mind prefers distraction. Distraction offers immediate stimulation, relief from discomfort, escape from uncertainty. Focus requires effort, delayed reward, emotional tolerance. To focus is to stay with discomfort long enough for clarity to arrive. Marcus knew this. That is why he wrote reminders daily. He did not trust focus to happen naturally. He treated it as something to defend. Marcus repeatedly returns to simplicity. One duty, one moment, one action done properly. Not 10 tasks done poorly, not constant switching. The Stoic mind does not admire multitasking. It admires excellence. And excellence demands depth. Depth demands stillness. And stillness demands boundaries. Distraction feels harmless, but every interruption carries a tax. Loss of momentum, loss of depth, loss of memory of where you were. Plans remain theoretical. Goals never compound. Skills stay average. A distracted mind does not fail loudly. It fails slowly, silently. Success is not about better ideas. Most people already have good ideas. Success comes from applying attention consistently, staying with problems beyond discomfort, reinvesting effort in the same direction. Focus compounds. Each uninterrupted hour builds clarity. Each sustained effort reduces resistance. Over time, focus becomes leverage. This is why equal intelligence produces unequal outcomes. One person protects attention. The other spends it freely. Money is stored value. When invested well, it produces more money. Focus is productive value. When invested well, it produces skills, mastery, execution, long-term results. Focus is finite. Once spent, it cannot be recovered. Yet most people protect their credit cards more carefully than their attention. Marcus would call this a grave mistake. If you want focus in the Marcus lens, you need rules that survive emotion. Rule 1. Decide your single priority before the day begins. Rule 2. Remove one source of interruption, not 10. One decisive cut is better than 10 weak intentions. Rule 3. When the mind wanders, return without anger. Return is the practice. Return is the training. Rule 4. Do not negotiate with distraction. A negotiation is already a loss. Rule 5. End the day with review, not guilt. Review. Did you give your best attention to the thing that deserved it? Marcus Aurelius did not ask, "How can I be more efficient?" He asked, "How can I remain undisturbed?" Focus is not about doing more. It is about choosing less and choosing deliberately. Achievement follows attention. Meaning follows attention. Your outcomes follow attention. If you want the best outcome, bring your best presence. If you bring distracted presence, do not demand an undistracted result. Guard your focus. Invest it. Refuse to spend it cheaply. That lesson, written in a Roman emperor's private journal, may be more urgent now than ever.